Howdy folks, Effing Controller here, back with more Uncharted Waters, New Horizons. Playing as Ali, we're about to complete his trading challenge. We have just purchased a bunch of gold, and that is the third to last of the trade goods that we have to sell. We've traded almost every single trade good in the game, so we just have to sell a couple more and then we'll be done. Alright, so we're going to take this gold over to Dili, because I need to buy one more Southeast Asian good, and gold is one of the few goods in Southeast Asia that you can buy and sell there for a profit. But getting there might be a little tricky. I'm going to try to just do it by going due east from here. We'll see how that goes. I think that this is a great place to encounter those doldrums that I was talking about, but we'll run into that together. In addition to the wind dying and storms, you can also encounter fog, which is not really a big problem. It pixelates the screen. It makes it look like everything is pornographic in some way. Very mild inconvenience. And mildly erotic. Fortunately, things have been going well so far. I hate it when I say things like that because every time I do, something goes terribly, terribly wrong. There we go. Okay, we're going to Dili. Dilly! Can't help it, I'm sorry. It's pretty dumb that I make that reference, but it's irresistible. Ah. Hopefully we just hit 4 o'clock. Just shy of it. Okay. Oof, you love to see it. It does bring up an interesting question of, which we've talked about on stream, of how does one buy gold with gold? I don't know. Maybe you're we kind of decided that you must be exchanging gold coins for bullion, and then selling that bullion for the local currency, which is also gold. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm very confused. Anyways, we're gonna buy ginger, which we could have bought just about anywhere, I think, but it's convenient to buy it here. There's Indian ports where I could have purchased that, I think. I don't know why I didn't, come to think of it. Maybe there's some improvements to be made in this route. By all means, make them if you have an idea for a route. I don't really know the best way that you could send that my way, but DM me on Twitter or leave a comment on here or any of my videos. Well, preferably in this series. If you just leave it on like the Myth 2 video, people are gonna be like, what is this guy doing? What is wrong with you? So ginger is our second to last trade good, which we're taking to Cairo because it has the last trade good that I need. What is that trade good, dear viewer? You will find out. You will see. You will see. I'm really good at building suspense. People love it in my videos. It's their favorite thing about Effing Controller videos. They're like, yes, that guy is a master of suspense. He is a veritable Alfred Hitchcock. stopping here because I need food. Gonna hit up the Arby's here in Pasai. I hear that Arby's is different. I don't know. And different is good, as the saying goes. Why do I have all these, like, stupid ad campaigns for stupid companies in my stupid head? I don't know why that's, like, what my brain has chosen to retain over the nearly 36 years of my life. I thought that was a storm. But it's like, yeah, remember the Arby's? Arby's is different! Like, good. That's something that will come in handy for instance, now, when I'm talking over a video game. The sun is still high. Maybe the sun took a little bit too much. Where am I? We're on the road to nowhere. Now we're getting musical. This is gonna be a problem. Dad, turn on the radio. Stop singing. I'm putting on my headphones. Family sucks. Alright. We're almost there, kids. Heading to Cairo. Gonna sell our ginger. And then buy our last trade good. Already used Mecca. There's a, yeah, I was gonna say there's a village there, as indicated by the absence of the desert tile. Cairo should be right here. I thought for a split second that I had accidentally sailed into the Persian Gulf as opposed to the Red Sea, but yeah, I'm a genius. And Cairo, much as many Arabian ports do, sells coffee. That's our last trade good. It's my most beloved of all the trade goods. We bought that for 2, so yeah, that's a profit. Art is the local specialty, but I'm interested only in coffee. And there we go. Outstanding. So that is the last trade good we've had to buy, and I'm going to take it back to Istanbul. I know that I already used Istanbul to buy something, but I, technically speaking, didn't sell anything there. So I'm going to end the circuit here by selling it in Istanbul. And not only that, but coffee actually sells for the most money in the Ottoman Empire. Even though, I mean, I did raise the point, maybe it's quicker to just take it over land to some of these ports from where I'm buying them and sailing them, you know, from. Buying and sailing, that sounds confusing. You get what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I think that the trip from Cairo to Istanbul is a little bit easier overland, or at least portaging it to another port, maybe Alexandria, or what would be, I guess, Jaffa is a port in this game that would be useful. Anywho, no Suez Canal in this game, so gotta take the long way. But it has been a pleasure doing this, and like I said, it was really fun to think about how to do this and come up with the route and deal with some of the more obnoxious trade goods. How to deal with all that was challenging and fun. And I recommend that if you like this game, if you like trading or trade sims, take a look at the wiki that I'm putting in the description and that FAQ. I think that some of the information is identical, but whatever format you prefer, I guess. And give it a thought. See if you can come up with a route that works. The tricky part about reading the charts with this is that you have to remember when you're looking at the chart that shows what something sells for, it's not the same as what it will be purchasable for. It's just showing you what the price generally is in a given area. So bear that in mind. You have to kind of cross-reference to see what you're actually going to be able to buy it for in a given port, as well as what it will sell for. They're different charts. Don't get mixed up like I did in a couple of instances. I tried to do this run before, and I had it kind of messed up in that respect, and yeah, it kind of cut things short. Alright, yeah, we're gonna play it a little safer here, keep going to the west. I am really pleased with how fast our ship is going now. It's no La Real, but it'll work. We're having pretty favorable wind. Now, in a La Real, I think we would be making 20 knots regardless here, even if we have a slight headwind. I talk up the La Real a lot, and it's just a great ship. We'll be getting one, I think, but yeah, I was actually kind of contemplating that. We will have to get, yeah, we'll have to get a La Real before our final ship, I guess, or ships, I should say. Perfect. I think we'll go to Ceuta. Yeah, we have enough food to do that. And then we'll go home. Lovely. On the home stretch now, guys. Thanks for keeping with me this whole time. Might have been a little bit slow to watch. I understand that it wasn't chock full of commentary. But I, didn't have much to say. I just enjoy sailing around in this game. It's a pleasant game to just sit down and kind of cruise around and see the world in all of its pixelated glory. Is this the most exciting game in the world? Not necessarily, but it's certainly, that's actually the whole point. I find this game very relaxing to play. Hope you have found it relaxing to watch. And maybe you learned something along with me, because I learned a lot by doing this. And I hope you did too. We're in Istanbul, and we have our load of coffee, which I think we bought for 40, and... Oh yeah! Ali, how is everything? Are you making any money? You made quite a bit of money, but it doesn't matter, because in the end you'll wind up with nothing. I'm sure of it. You're such a dick. Here, how about this? Cup of coffee in the big time. Look at that. Hilarious amount of money we just made there. And that is it. That is the last sale of our route. We have bought and sold every single trade good in the game. We bought carpet here in Istanbul, sold it in Athens for art, which we sold in Bordeaux for raisins, which we sold in Oslo for wood, which we sold in Barcelona for rock salt, sold that in Antwerp, got wool cloth, and sold that in Amsterdam, got iron ore, sold that in Seville, bought velvet and sold that in Alexandria, much to my annoyance. Bought cotton cloth there, sold that in Caracas. Bought pimento, sold that in Venice. Bought glassware, sold that in Genoa. Bought silver, sold that in Dublin. Bought fish, sold that in Salonika. Bought cheese, sold that in Pernambuco. Bought tortoise shell, sold that in Bristol. Bought tin ore, sold that in London. Bought wool, sold it in Lisbon. Bought arms, sold that in Santo Domingo. Bought coral, sold that in Syracuse. Bought grain, sold that in Havana. Bought vanilla, sold it in Pisa. Bought glass beads, sold it in Timbuktu. Bought cacao, sold it in Valencia. Bought olive oil, sold it in Madeira. Bought sugar, sold it in San Jorge. Bought ivory, sold that in Zaytan. Bought silk, sold it in Cochin. Bought tea, sold that in Basra. Bought perfume, sold it in Ceylon. Bought cinnamon, sold that in Nagasaki. Bought pearl in Nagasaki and sold that in Mombasa. Bought copper ore, sold that in Hamburg. Bought dye, sold that in Mecca. Bought musk, sold that in Chang'an. Bought silk cloth, sold that in Aden. Bought amber, sold that in Banda. We're almost done. Bought nutmeg in Banda, sold that in Macau. And then bought linen cloth, sold that in Amboa. Bought pepper, sold that in Sakai. Bought porcelain, sold that in, I have Diu as my route here, but I think I sold it in Calicut. I then bought flax, sold that in Ternate. Bought clove, sold that in Massawa. Bought cotton, sold that in Sofala. Bought gold, sold it in Dili. Bought ginger, sold that in Cairo. And then bought coffee and sold it here in Istanbul. That is the verbal recap of the route. I think I got everything on that. Like I said, if you come up with your own route, feel free to share it with me. And I would be interested to hear your results. Be interesting to kind of gear this more towards profitability more, or gear it towards speed or some other criteria. If you have ideas for that kind of stuff, let me know. So we're done trading for now. You may recall at the start of the game we borrowed a bunch of money, and I think it's time that we pay that back. Now, what I made a mistake when I was streaming this by paying back everybody but one person. And so I kept wondering, why isn't the plot progressing? Why isn't the plot progressing? It's because I missed someone. So we're going to make sure that we pay everyone back, starting with the Harbor Master. Hey Ali, how are things going? Managed to make any money yet? Wow, you've really done well for yourself. Maybe you could return my money now, with interest of course. There you go. Sure, I can pay you now. Wow, I'm gonna use this money to relax, maybe even take a vacation. Hey, look at this. Ahoy there, don't be taken off just yet. You still have a customer here. Customer? Come on, quit your joking. Say now, I like what I see there. Is that 10,000 in cash? How about lending it to me for a while? No way. Just a minute, who do you think you are? Huh, me? Why, I'm Pietro, a famous, somewhat famous adventurer. And yourself? I'm Ali, a trader. Really? So you're Ali. I've heard of you. Which reminds me, I had a favor to ask you. Would you loan me some money? Do you plan on paying me back? Of course, mate. I do have a sponsor, you know. All I have to do is discover some new little trinket somewhere and I'll get quite a sum of money. Such a dick. I love Pietro. Now that you mention it, I do remember hearing something about the Duchess of Lisbon sponsoring an adventurer named Pietro. So, what do you say? Will you lend me some money? I don't remember if this is a but thou must kind of a situation. I'm gonna go ahead and lend it. I've got plenty to throw around. Well then, I guess you're good for it. You sap. Thanks, matey. I'll pay you back soon. Just in case, why don't you tell me your sponsor's name? You're an untrusting sort, aren't you? Oh well, it's Duchess Franco in Lisbon. Alright then, make sure you remember to return my money. Alright, well we paid back our loan to the Harbor Master and loaned Pietro some money. Let's go to the cafe and have a little chat with Ladia. Oh, Ali, what can I do for you? Have you managed to make a bit of money? Wow, you've really made a profit. Do you think you could pay me back now? Sure. Sorry to keep you waiting so long. I was engaging in a completely unnecessary challenge. You wouldn't understand. It's very gamey, Ladia. It's the game of the world that we live in. Really? Oh, I'm so happy. Smooch. Just says the word smooch. Oh, whoa. And she tackles us, I guess. Hey, now cut that out. I never thought you'd actually earn me this much money. I really misjudged you. I thought you were a total shitbag and you wouldn't pay me back. Don't get me wrong, it's not because you're a rich man now. Everyone here thinks I'm only interested in rich men, but that's not true. I like men with talent. Their wealth doesn't really matter. Actually, I hate men who just spend their time wasting their parents' money. But you really are good at trading. I think it's the perfect job for you. One favor. When you come back to this port, be sure to stop by the cafe. I'll be waiting. Okay. That reminds me, you said that you're quite an information gatherer, right? That's right, here at the cafe I hear things without even trying. Have you ever heard anything about a woman named Safa? Safa? Who's that? Do you like her? Are you married? No. She's my younger sister. We were separated when I was very young, but I've never stopped looking for her. Oh, your sister. In that case, leave it to me. I'll ask the sailors that stop by. Thanks, Ladia. Sailors say Safa. Okay. Anyways, we're going to the shipyard. Hey, Ali, how's business? Making any money? Hey, you've done pretty well for yourself. How about paying me back? Yes, sir. Okay, I can do that. Thanks. Let me share a little tidbit that I've learned. You've been trading for a while, so you probably already know this, but if you find you're carrying around quite a bit of money, it's a good idea to invest some in a port. There you go. If you ally with a port, they will sell goods to you cheap. Well, that's not strictly true. As a matter of fact, if you ally with a port, sometimes the price of goods can go up due to the tax. But anyways, and the higher your rank, the bigger the discount you'll get. Now that's true, I think. You can invest in either the marketplace or the shipyard, so think carefully before you spend your money. If you invest in the marketplace, you increase the trade rating, or the economy rating. I can never remember the exact verbiage that the game uses. The economy rating of the port. If you invest in a shipyard, you increase the technology or industry rating of the port. If you invest in the he's explaining this very thing. If you invest in the marketplace, then they'll have the capital to expand, and they'll start to sell a lot of goods that they never used to stock. It's much the same with the shipyard. Investment means they'll be able to build better ships, make better repairs, and offer a better selection of used ships. But be careful about investing in foreign ports you're allied with. That doesn't make sense. How can a foreign port be a port that you've allied with? Anyway, sometimes other traders may get jealous and come after you. It's not just the traders that'll come after you, it's their battle fleets. That's a bigger problem. Thank you. I'm sure your advice will prove very useful. Actually, while I'm here, speaking of used ships, I'm in the market for a La Real. But that's going to have to wait. We have one more stop to make before we start paying folks back. Or before we start making more money again. Wait, no. We have one more stop to make to pay people back. I'm losing my mind, apparently. Let's just move on. Ellie, how are you? Have you been able to make a profit? I knew you'd be a success. Now, how about my money? 10,000 gold pieces, as you remember. I have it right here. Seems my decision to invest in you was wise after all. I owe my success to you. Your advice, the story about the head of the Marco Polo Bank really inspired me. Actually, Master Howell is in town. Would you like to meet him? Like to? I'd love to. Okay, just a minute. President of the Marco Polo Bank. So, you're Ali, the trader. I'm Howell. Ow! It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Ali Vazas at your service. I've heard quite a bit about you. You took a wrecked ship, repaired it, and started trading. Reminds me of when I was young. Really? I want to be a millionaire someday. Oh, he's not quite a millionaire yet. So I'm going to learn as much as I can from your example. Road to riches is not an easy one, my friend. And a million isn't all it's cracked up to be. It all seems kind of empty sometimes. You've got to be kidding. Well, I don't suppose you can understand that now. So give it your best shot. Okay. Easy come, easy go, I guess. So we have paid everyone back. Our loans are all paid off. Let's go to the cafe. Just want to check something. Oh, Ali, you came. I'm glad you made it. I asked several people, but no one knew anything about the girl Safa. I'm sorry, it doesn't look like it was much help. Don't be ridiculous. I appreciate your efforts. So, the Sultan wants to meet with me, but I don't know if I want to do that just yet. I'm gonna go to the harbor master. He might tell me, "Hey, Ali, heard of any good deals? The world isn't full of golden opportunities, you know." You're right about that, but if you hear anything good, be sure to let me know, okay? Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and actually just go to the Sultan. Commoners are not usually admitted here, but the king is interested in meeting with you. Please follow me. Now, normally the storyline... Well, let's see what he says when I meet him. Hello there, Ali. I've heard quite a bit about you lately. You look like someone I can count on. I'd like you to do a task for me. I've heard you're quite an adventurer. Yeah. I want you to travel the world and find rare things, but your discoveries are for me only, so don't tell anyone else. This is awkward. If you refuse here, your fame will be cut in half in every area. We don't want that. So, unfortunately, I have to accept this. This isn't really what I wanted to do. I was hoping that we would actually be able to advance the plot a little bit here, because normally he'll give you a unique request that no other captain will get. Any captain can get this adventurer request. So, unfortunately, we're stuck doing adventurer stuff for a little bit, but that gives us some time to kind of mosey around, check things out, and possibly find a La Real. So, I'm going to actually fully resupply my ship, which will give us 120 days worth of sailing? That's ridiculous. But we're gonna make a couple discoveries, and then after that, see if we can move the plot along a little bit. But I'm gonna leave that until next time. This has been Effing Controller playing Uncharted Waters New Horizons. I'll see you in the next episode.